Thank you for joining me for Innate Astrology. There is a thunderstorm going on, so you may hear some rumbles from the heavens in the background. Quite fitting for Uranus being conjunct the North Node and all the other positions that are currently going on in the sky. Now you see on the screen that I have a tarot pull here. And I've lately been very inclined to do more tarot pulls and videos about the energy using tarot cards and oracle cards. I think that the universe just has a lot of information and messages it wants to get out to people right now. So let's look at this. It's very fitting for the Libra full moon that we are about to have, the message that's in these cards. We start at the top left with the Park card. This is a Lenormand card. Now this is public interaction with others, and of course that is the Libra full moon message. And next to it we have karmic relationships, which again is very fitting for the Libra full moon because we are taking a look at all of our relationships and deciding what supports us and what does not. I have a Libra full moon video up on my channel as well if you'd like to watch that. And I swear I could not pull these cards better if I had chosen them on purpose. I have all my tarot cards stacked upright together in boxes, wooden carved boxes I collect on my desk. And when I do these pulls, I let my fingers just move across the tops of the decks. And whatever card finds my finger that feels right, I pull that out. And this message is just absolutely perfect. We have the waxing moon, which is what we've been going through now for a week or so. And it says the energy is gaining momentum, and that is very true. The energy has had us all really looking at all the relationships to ourselves as well as others, and looking at what is supporting us in our life and what allows us to create balance, stability, and to be authentic. So again, these cards were quite fitting. And then we had Pisces, I believe. And of course we have Saturn in Pisces, and that is helping us to see what we need to release in order to find that balance that supports us fully. And it's followed by, again, a very fitting card, the Death card, represented by the Mermaid, where we have to move with the flow of change, that Pluto and Aquarius energy, a Uranus energy as well, sudden changes. They're never easy, but that is what moves us onto the path that we are supposed to be on, that helps us create our destiny. Now the final two cards are the Palace of Wands, which the Palace of Wands is, again, quite fitting with all the fire energy we have. That's a place that is home, and we have Mars in Cancer, fire planet in the sign of our home. The Palace of Wands is where we've created all the things that we've dreamed of, where we are allowed to have creative freedom and expression, where the glow from the windows comes from the joy in our heart that is created by being in a place that is where we've brought our dreams together. We've created exactly what we want. And the last card is Strength. And of course, it takes a lot of that to follow your creative intuition, to make the changes and the transformations that are required for us to be able to truly move into our creative splendor. We often find as we move through life that we have to let things and people go that don't support the path that we are moving down or that we're moving onto. So again, these cards are quite fitting for the energy that we have been dealing with and will be dealing with through the week. So let's get on to the energies, and those will be for April 6th through April 11th. Now, on the 6th, of course, is the Libra full moon, and that is conjunct Chiron and Jupiter. It is squaring Mars. It is quincunx Uranus, and it is sextile Lilith and Pluto. Now, all of that comes down to this full moon is asking us to expand how we see the relationships that are in our life, to take a deeper look at what is really of value, what creates balance in our life. The square to Mars and Saturn, that's going to have us really wanting to move forward in creating the structure, whether it be your literal home, your friend group, how you use your time. It's going to want us to start moving forward and creating that structure of new relationships. Now, this quincunx to Uranus. Uranus is conjunct the North Node. And a quincunx is when we have an energy of the planets or points involved just, they cannot work together. They cannot come to an agreement. So with the full moon quincunxing Uranus, that is Uranus saying, let's make sudden changes. Let's just do it. Just jump right in. No need to wait. But that Libra full moon, Chiron and Jupiter, they're all saying, wait, let's take our time, weigh it out, make sure that we are headed down the right path, that we are seeing clearly the changes and choices that we should make for our well-being. And of course, that energy is square Mars. Mars is Mars is wanting to move too, and that Libra full moon is saying, hold on, Libra is the balance. It is thinking it through, kind of staying in the middle, trying not to go to extremes on either end. Now that is sextiling Lilith and Pluto. Now a sextile is harmonious, it's pleasant, it's the backyard barbecue vibes of the astrology world. So Pluto and Lilith, that is about transforming any part of us that feels we have not been recognized for our value, where we have been sacrificed by someone or something and we're not appreciated, wherein it makes us feel rebellious and spiteful. So this sextile, it's calming that feeling from Lilith of not being recognized. And Pluto's saying, work with me. We're going to work through this energy. We're going to transform it. It's going to change, but we're going to take our time. And of course, we have Chiron and Jupiter, the wounded healer Chiron, helping heal those feelings and work through them. And Jupiter making us aware of where in our life we feel like we are not heard, our needs are not recognized. Jupiter wants us to get a broader view of that and a deeper knowledge so we can decide how it needs to be transformed. Now, at the same time, and this is all still on Thursday, April 6th, a lot of energy going around, especially with that Libra full moon. Now we have Mercury conjunct the North Node. This is thoughts or conversations that are really, that feel like they are destined to happen, or that somehow show us what direction we need to move in, that we're meant to go in. That energy is sextiling, which again, sextile is a pleasant, harmonious energy where everybody's happy to work together. That is sextiling Mars that is trining Saturn. Now, a trine is synchronicity, sudden luck. It is a very pleasant energy as well. So we have Mars wanting to take action, but Saturn saying, let me work with you and let me help you release what will interfere, what will not support, and help you create a structure that is supportive. So the Mercury North Node conjunction, sextiling that Mars trine Saturn, that's fated communications or thought processes that can really help you gain clarity on what you value and need in relationships, and also how to begin to structure your life in a way that's going to support who you are and what you want to move forward to. The Saturn and Mars trine, those are such opposing energies. Mars wants to hurry and move fast. Saturn wants to take its time and really get deep into what's happening and clean up, remove things that are not working or that are interfering with authenticity. But being a trine, it is pleasant and there are synchronicities involved. Ultimately, this energy has us all reevaluating the relationships in our lives, looking at how we feel about them, how they make us feel, how the energy is exchanged. Do we value them? Do they value us? And the ultimate goal is to transform these relationships or release them so that what we have left is a fully supportive network of people in our lives that help us create balance and harmony. What needs to be reevaluated, reweighed, and reconsidered in our connections to others? How we exchange with those others in our lives so that our value is not only being recognized and appreciated, but equal value is being reciprocated. Now, on the 6th, still, we have Venus sextiling Neptune. Now, that can be a truly beautiful creative energy. Absolutely magnificent for artists. All types of creative activity could be supported with intuitive guidance with this connection of Venus and Neptune, and considering that we are dealing primarily with relationships with others, you could find yourself having destined meetings with people that really can help you with your art form. Pluto in Aquarius is all about transforming how we collaborate with others in order to bring our dreams into reality. So with it squaring this Venus-Neptune energy, we could very much intuitively connect with people who are meant to be part of our destiny path. Now, the negative side of that is Venus with this happy energy getting along with Neptune. That could be rose-colored glasses where we're not seeing clearly because Neptune is hazy or foggy, where we may not be seeing clearly things or people that we care about. However, with Pluto there, Pluto's going to help with that clarity and help transform the way you perceive those things so that you can weigh out the value that they bring to your life. Now, at the same time, the North Node will be squaring Pluto and Lilith. So there is a destined energy of transformation in how we value ourselves and how we allow others to value us. And we begin to see clearly how those exchanges with others affect our lives, the balance of our lives, the freedom of creative expression, the support that we do or do not feel from those relationships. So the energy throughout the week, the basis will be really looking at how we value ourselves, how we're valued by others, how we exchange that energy with others, and whether or not it creates a balance in our life that allows us to be fully expressive and have positive relationships that support us in our endeavors. Now on 4/7, Friday, the moon moves into Scorpio. Now, the moon in Scorpio can be very deep emotions. It can be really going down into what you are feeling about your relationships with others, the things that you value. That's where we really get down into the difficult parts of deciding what truly is of value in our life, what and who. Now, that moon opposes Mercury, so there will be a pressure in conversations and thoughts to get to the bottom of what we feel and what we're experiencing. You know, Scorpio is getting to the bottom of whatever it is involved with. And at the same time, the moon is quincunxing Venus and Neptune, who are in a sextile position. So, again, that beautiful creative energy, or the rose-colored glasses energy, that is in a quincunx with the moon, our emotions. And a quincunx is when there simply is no agreement, no way to see eye to eye. So our feelings are extremely deep and powerful with these energies. Ah, the thunder in the background. But with that quincunx, we can't quite get clear on how to express them. Now there's a trine with Mars and Saturn, so we're wanting to have that conversation. We're wanting to have movement towards what we need. And we're structuring it. With Saturn, we're able to put those thoughts and emotions together in a way where we can express them with that Venus and Neptune vibe. That's lovely. That and understand all these energies are very pleasant and positive. They're trines and sextiles. And with the North Node involved and Pluto, there could be those conversations that have needed to happen with people that we are in relationships with, whether it be family, friends, lovers. But those conversations could be quite beautiful and healing. The conversations where you are finally able to express what you need and what you feel, and it's received, it's heard, and it's recognized. And you get that transformation of finally feeling the clouds lift and finding the balance in a relationship. Um, there's always the downside. The conversations could be had, and the person that you're having that conversation with simply can't reciprocate to you what you need. But even in that, it is a sweet release, because when you at least know where you stand with the people in your life, then you know that your value will or will not be received and appreciated. and you know if that relationship is of value to you or not. And if it needs to be released, it opens up space for new relationships that can bring in balance and support. And that's what this energy of the entire week and this full moon is all about. So there could be some truly beautiful exchanges with people in your life that help you finally move into a place of finding balance and finding that place where you can exhale. This thunder in the background is very appropriate for the energy that we're discussing. It's those Uranus moments of sudden understanding, sudden realization, where you know exactly what you need, what you value, who you value, and how to express that in a way that can transform your relationships so that there is balance and structure and support. And that is the key to this energy. Now, this is on Friday. We're still on Friday. And most of this energy is going to move through the week being the same. The moon will change signs, and that, of course, will have an effect on how we perceive our emotions. There are a few other aspects happening. We still have Venus sextiling Neptune, a truly beautiful energy for conversations and creation, for transformation. Again, it can create a rose-colored glasses effect, but I think with Pluto being square to this energy pretty consistently, that the clarity will be there for us all. Now, on the 8th, Saturday, the moon will oppose Uranus and the North Node in Scorpio. Now, that could have us with sudden realizations. Those epiphany moments I mentioned where we suddenly realize what we need to change in order to have what we truly need. Those moments where we suddenly have a realization about what we value and what we don't, who values us and who does not within our relationships. So it can be a week of very sudden and deep transformation, but it's all very positive. The energy is beautiful that's coming together in the universe. It's there to support us in making these changes in a pleasant and positive way, without hopefully too much drama. And it's there to help us really become clear on the boundaries that we may need to release or create in our relationships in order to support our well-being. Keep in mind that we're always dealing with the other end of the axis, which is Aries, where all of this lovely Sun and Chiron energy is. And Aries is about us individually. And so we're looking at what we need individually from the relationships that we have in our life in order to find that balance, that reciprocal energy exchange that supports us and gives us a feeling of appreciation, recognition, support, nurturing. So it's a week of finding out who is and who isn't meant to be in our lives. And I know that sounds frightening, but again, it's not going to be in an unpleasant way. There's so much lovely positive energy. It's going to help us move through that. Now on Sunday, the 9th, the moon moves into Sagittarius. It has us getting a broader view of all of these emotions and these thoughts and conversations. It helps us with moving into Sagittarius, allows us to step away from those very deep Scorpio moon feelings that can be overwhelming, that can sometimes take us too deep. It allows us to get a more philosophical view of what we're experiencing, to see the wider view, the bigger picture, if you will. Now, this is opposing Uranus, so that opposition pressure, that can create those lightning strike moments of destiny, those epiphanies, where things suddenly change for the better, because again, we're dealing with so much sextile and trine energy. Now, Mercury is still with the North Node, so there are fated conversations destined to happen in this energy that are beneficial. With the moon in Sagittarius opposing Venus, it's asking Venus to really take a broader view of what is needed, what is needed to feel valued, to feel that your relationships are a balanced exchange, that they're creating harmony, that they give a positive structure to your life. So again, there may be big conversations, there may be fated moments, but it is all for the creation of the relationships in your life that will support you fully, that will allow you to be authentic, that will make you feel valued and allow you to return that value in a way that brings you joy and contentment. Now on Monday the 10th, we have the moon in Sagittarius quincunx, that Mars trine Saturn, which helps us get a deeper knowledge and a deeper emotional understanding of the relationships in our lives that simply cannot meet our needs. And we are able, through the trine energy, to move through the release of those gently. The moon is at 6 degrees. That's a Virgo degree. That is about analyzing our physical well-being. So we are making decisions through a philosophical and analytical lens in regards to how these relationships in our life affect our overall well-being. We want to make these changes, but Saturn is saying, just hold on, let's build it where it will last. Let's look at these decisions, decide what we release and what we keep so that the structure is solid and it's built to stay with us. Saturn is wanting to help us build relationships that last, not make hasty decisions that don't lead us to what we were hoping for. And on Tuesday, we have the sun trining the moon, and that is going to feel really lovely. Your vitality, your emotions, they will be clear, they will be strong. You will feel good physically with the things that you have been reviewing and making decisions about. Jupiter is there as well, so that is another positive, supportive energy that helps you really see far down the road in regards to what you need and how the changes you are going to be making will affect your life in a positive way. Now that squares Pluto, so that gives us the energy to make those transformations and to see them realistically, so that we make the correct changes, we make the correct decisions, and that they are permanent, that we can't turn around and go back to something that was unhealthy or that did not support what we needed. We can't go back to exchanges with people in our lives, in our relationships that don't support us, that are not balanced. Mercury is sextiling Mars, so this allows us to have communications that are clear and concise It gives us the courage to do so in a way that expresses easily what we need. We're willing to fight for what we know we need. We're willing to fight for what we value, for those that we value. And the North Node will be sextiling that Mars-Saturn trine. So Saturn is going to give structure and clarity to the decisions that we make or the actions that we take. Saturn wants to make sure that we see the truth of what we are experiencing and that we are able to fully release the things that are not going to support this newfound path of relationships that are supportive and balanced and positive and healthy for us. And that sextiling the North Node means that we are moving on to that path where we will meet the people we're destined to have in our lives that are there to support our growth and to support our value and our needs. And we will be able to do the same with them, have that balanced exchange. All of this energy is about finding the relationships that create harmony and balance in our life, that are giving in return to us what we give to them, and creating those relationships that help us stay on and move down the path that creates our dreams, helps us turn them into reality. We began with energy in the last month that helped us look at who we are authentically and start to step into that energy, which will culminate on April 20th with a second Aries new moon solar eclipse conjunct the North Node. Please join me for that video. It should be up next week. And I hope that this information helps you create beautiful and supportive relationships in your life.